Hello and welcome, this is KTU with my first Age of Empires 4 game review. I'm very new to this game, maybe just left the early beginning stage. Currently always somewhere in the gold level, haven't reached platinum level yet. And maybe one of you guys, I'll post this video in Poker Strategy, is interested in learning this game. Let me explain the basics for all of you guys who haven't played Age of Empires for a while. The economy component of the game means you need to produce villages. Villages gather resources, and therefore resources in total. Gold, food. Food comes from different sources, like berries, sheep, deer, boar, fish, plenty of that. Then we also have stone, and depending on what you're building or what your game plan is at the moment, you need to reshift your economy so that you have the right resources for what you're currently trying to achieve. I'm starting with a fairly standard build order, which means 8 on, let me change this so you can see here on the top how many villages or production units I have on the different resources. And I'm starting with 8 on food, 3 on gold to go to the next age. To go to the next age, you need to build certain buildings called landmarks, and they give you then access to more buildings, more units, better technologies, and all the good stuff. I'm not sure if on this map this build order is currently the most efficient tactics available meta, because here's water, and having an early dock gives you an economic advantage, because then you can produce fishing boats quickly. And once you have fishing boats, then yeah, you have less villages that you need for food, and you can put them faster on wood and gold and stone, and be a little bit faster. But my thinking was that I want to have army quickly, because if my opponent goes for, and especially the Rus, they are doing that, when he ages up quickly and builds knights, and I spend too much time just focusing on my economy, and if no army, then I lose the game very, very quickly. His knights are coming, killing all my villages, and I will lose the game within the first 15 minutes. And therefore, yeah, I decided to be better safe than sorry and play the standard build order first. However, I did one thing that I leave my villages on gold a little bit longer, but here I relocate them to wood kinda fast, because I need wood for fishing ships and also for the production buildings. And I decided to go archers as my first unit, and then spares, so archer spare composition, and both of these units don't cost gold, so I was thinking that maybe I can delay my gold production a little bit. Let me go actually to how the world looks to me. What I've shown you is like the god mode, the caster mode, where you see everything, but this is how the game looks to me. I didn't spend too much time scouting my opponent, and this is usually a big mistake. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, then you cannot adapt properly. And also I don't know the first thing about Rus. The only civilizations that I understand a little bit are Delhi and English. These are the civilizations that I have played so far. But I should at least check if he's building units or not. Luckily, yeah, I expected my opponent to just go for early knights or like early units, and then my standard build order with getting units out is good. If I stay kinda passive and not going to attack and harass him, but build kind of like defensive army, and he goes to castle age, he would have a severe advantage. And this is something that I need to avoid by scouting. This game, it went out kinda okayish, but I also made a mistake that I built archers first. It's probably like autopilot play, because I like the archers, and with this Tower of Victory, all my melee units or infantry units have plus 20 attack speed, which is true for archers and also for my spares. But if he's playing Rus and he can build knights early, I should start with spares, because spares counter knights and have, I think, 25% additional 25% additional damage to knights, and then they have the higher attack speed. So yeah, I should go for barracks first. Before I start building units, I start getting the blacksmith, so I start researching technologies that make my archers and spears actually better. And as you can see here, I started to make my archers better. And yeah, I think that's a mistake. If you play against Rus, start with barracks and start with the upgrades for them. For Delhi, technologies are free, you don't need to pay money for it, but they take ages to research. You need to build later more mosques and put more scholars inside them to have faster research time. But therefore it's for free. And for my opponent, let me go back to God mode. If we click on him, you can see that technologies for him cost money. So for textiles, for example, he would need to pay 50 food and 100 gold. And for Delhi, it's for free. Kind of. It's slower, and you need also to produce later more scholars, which cost gold to have better production. But still, research is something where Delhi is clearly better than other civilizations. In Age of Empires 4, every civilization has they are not in Age of Empires 2, which I think even has like the bigger player base in Age of Empires 4. Civilizations are more similar. In Age of Empires 4, civilizations are very different in their strengths and weaknesses. What we can see here is that my opponent, to speak about the different traits of different civilizations, he killed deer because he's getting gold for them, and therefore you see the Rus players killing animals in the beginning of the game. And yeah, he gets gold for it. It's then one advantage that I don't have and he has, and there you can see it's in different gameplay. Finally, I have my dock out and start producing fishing ships. The good news is I don't need to worry too much about building also here the Bagla, the Springle ship, or the Archer ships, because my fishing ships actually can defend themselves and shoot arrows, so it's kinda hard for him to take down my fishing economy, especially early in the game. He would need kinda big military aggressive ships on the water to counter that. This also, as you can see, since I have now the dock and he's not doing the same thing, I start having a production lead, which is very, very nice, because then yeah, you can build more production buildings, you can build more units, and you have the bigger army. And this is something that is then really hard to stop for him. So I think this is the big mistake that he did in the beginning. Is he actually floating in wood? And he's floating in wood. So he has 721 wood. Not sure what he's doing with it, but just yeah, bring down a dock, build 5-6 fishing ships. And yeah, I think this is a very big mistake by him. He starts producing knights, and given that I have built archers first and not spears, I think he has a window here, and also he's scouting everything. As you can see, his scouts must see that I'm going into archers, and yeah, he should know that now he has like a short window where he probably can harass me. Especially also, I split my villagers a bit between different food sources, which actually makes no sense because I also have the fishing ships. I was thinking that I will run out of food here probably quickly, and anyways need to transition and get the food here and there. And yeah, now he's coming with his knights, but now he's going back, and this I think is one of the biggest mistakes he did in his game. If he would now start harassing me here and on the wood line, and I have only archers. Okay, now my spearmen are coming out. He could have done some damage and slowed down my economy. Here you can see very nice. Delhi is the only civilization that has scholars or monks in Dark Age or Feudal Age, and yeah, they can also heal units. And my scout, he was attacked by his units, but now he's completely restored, which is very nice, of course. Yeah, I start building more barracks, so I have, because now I saw that when he attacked my scout, I saw he's coming with knights, and therefore I need more spares. I also start going out a little bit on the map to see if I find something exposed that I can attack, but he's playing kinda safe. He also has like towers on all his production, and therefore like it's hard to attack him. But obviously by building these kind of things and playing passive, it also slows down his overall economy and army building, because the money that he spends on towers he cannot spend at the same time on army. Okay, now he comes and finally starts harassing me. He finds a nice way here, and at one point I will start seeing it. I see it now. He brings down one villager. Luckily at this point he was too slow, and now I have 4 spares and can kinda defend against this attack. Also, now as Delhi, as you can see, my infantry units, they can build walls, and especially now in the beginning the palisade walls, and I should have walled off. This map is very good to wall it off, and yeah, build a wall here, build a wall here. This I can leave open and then have my main army here, and also wall off this side of the map, and then it's really hard for him to harass. My army is slower, but it's hard for him with his knights, but yeah, it has a disadvantage against my army, but it's slower, so like walling off would have been clearly the right play that I have missed here. As you can see, I bring a scholar over to this island, because here's a so-called sacred site. There's another winning condition if you capture all sacred sites and you defend them for 10 minutes, then you win the game. But having a sacred site also just gives you steady gold income, and for Delhi this gold income is even bigger than for other civilizations. So this is why yeah, I bring my scholar here, and I get free gold for the rest of the game by capturing these sacred sites. Okay, what else? Okay, I start building up more and more army. I have now more and more production buildings. Here 3 barracks producing spares. And what else am I doing? Yeah, I need to build houses. As you can see, there's a population cap, and your population cap can go up to 200, and every house increases the population capacity by 10. And yeah, here now, because I'm start producing more and more army, so I start building a nice line of houses here where my people can live. I also go into gold, and to go to the next age. Yeah, at this point I thought that I still didn't wall this off, this is really bad, but that I need to go through the middle and like build a castle here, get siege units, and slowly see where the battle goes. I didn't go for the early aggression. Maybe this was like the right call, but I didn't see anything that is like easy to attack. He's also building up his army. What is he doing with all his villagers actually? Okay, I think he misclicked. And now they're all going back and forth. He's building up an army, I'm building up an army. And makes me so sad that I don't see myself walling this off. That is such a big mistake. But also he's not really exploiting it. He should have used his super fast units and just run around on the map to harass me. I think he will do it later, but I think he's always like a little bit late to the party. As you can see, now he actually has a villager lead. This is because he built a second town center, which I don't. And now he can produce villages from 2 town centers and produce more. But at the same time, my villages are better because I get all the economic upgrades for free. Better wood chopping, better farming, better gathering. Plus I have my ships. And yeah, it's not a big problem. Especially the later in the game you are, and as long as you have constant army production, it's not so crucial anymore. Finally I start walling off. And he's also coming for his first attack against me. But I think I see it, and I have my army here. Okay, I see it. I see something blue on the map is walking. And my army is luckily way stronger than his army. And I'm going after him. He didn't find something to attack, but it was clearly the right play, trying to harass me. And again, now my army is a little bit slow and it's running around. Yeah, as you guys can see, I didn't know where he'd go, so I tried to find him and to take down his army. But therefore now my army is like quite far away and is doing absolutely nothing here. His base is nice protected. Okay, he's coming back. Went out, didn't see anything. And yeah, latest by now I have 1000. I really need to wall off. That's one of the things that I need to write on my list of things that I need to do better in the future. And walling off this Delhi is one of the big advantages of the civilizations, that my military units can build walls. I don't need to use villages for this, and not walling off stuff here is like a big mistake. I'm going into Castle Age as well. In this Castle Age we have elephants, and I love elephants, especially for a beginning player like me. They are absolutely amazing. They're quite expensive, with 400 food and 600 gold, but I also have these monks and can heal units, so if I see that one of my elephants is on 25% or 50% health, I can just bring it back and get it healed, and then it's really hard for my opponent to destroy an army unit, while like these units, they get killed so fast that you just lose them, and then your opponent destroys army value, which you need to rebuild. But if you have like a lot of elephants, and then you don't need to spend so much money on army, and they're also quite strong. And obviously, if you play Delhi, why you would not build elephants? That would be completely ridiculous from an aesthetical point of view. Okay, do I need to speed up the game to see if something is happening? My opponent at the moment is getting like a bigger army. He has these horse archers, which I wasn't really aware. I think they can shoot while they're running, or there's a different units. And he starts raiding me. I still have not really walled off my base. At least I have like double passive gold income. If we look in total numbers, we can see that food, I'm ahead. Wood, we are the same. Gold, he is ahead, but I have 7 and he has 17 villages on gold, which shows like the power of my my sacred sites that just give me. And I'm just now getting the second sacred site, and then my gold production will be even higher without even using villages for it. And the sacred sites also, it takes him quite some time to retake it. He needs to build a dock, build a transport ship, bring units over there. So this gold is also quite safe for quite a while. I built my landmark and I made a huge mistake here. I realized in-game, once I have this, I need to immediately start researching this technology, village fortress, so that my keeps or castles can produce villages and actually act as a town center, which is a huge economic advantage. Oh, here something is happening. He starts also now doing aggressive moves towards the middle. But I have the first elephants ready. My first 2 elephants are here. My army looks small, but I have archers, I have spears. Oh, here, my wall is not ready. And I think now he should just go straight and do damage here. My army is slow, but he's engaging with my army. And he probably didn't see that this is not going too well. Okay, first of all, what is going well for him? We are fighting in range of his castle, which is shooting some of my armies. But yeah, like there was a choking point. He couldn't really reach my archers. The spears are good against his horsemen, and as we can see, I traded quite evenly in this fight. And now I've reached the castle age. The first thing I do is to build production units for siege weapons. And now with this trebuchet I can quite nicely bring down his keep. And at the same time I think I also start building a castle myself. He's doing a very smart thing here. Now finally he's exploiting that I haven't built enough walls, and he starts harassing my economy. And as you can see, there's a lot of villages here where there's no army nearby, and therefore he can do quite some damage to me. He's still not super efficient, or not. His scouting could be better, and he could be faster and do more damage quicker. I think I saw it, and now start producing it. I tried to bring down my siege with some knights, but my army was too strong. And now, as you can see, I killed a lot of army value from him, and he didn't kill any of me. So this was like a mistake on his end. And here now he started killing villages and is harassing me quite efficiently. I also didn't see, I thought these are horsemen. This is why I bring all the spears. But the camel riders are actually shooting, and archers are not very good against everything that shoots. and therefore, yeah, this was like quite a big mistake. I should have got archers as well here to bring down this army. And anyways, like in the middle, I'm kind of good. I have a keep and I have elephants, so there was no much risk to bring archers there as well. And now he's doing some damage to my economy, which could have been completely avoided. At the same time, okay, I have at least some archers there. Here, as you guys can see, he made this huge mistake with his knights trying to bring down my Springald, but now he already killed more army of me than I killed of him. But luckily, these archers will not have a long life. Now they're running into my main army, and this obviously will mean they get slaughtered immediately. One guy makes it. Oh no. Yeah. And that's the end to this. So yeah, that's the typical gold play. You will not see this on pro level. A lot of mistakes on both sides. Finally, I've walled off, and now I'm in a really good position. The raiding that he did was not too efficient. He killed 10 villages, but at this point of the game, it's not so crucial anymore. I start having siege coming out. I have my elephants. I have my scholars to heal them. So now he really needs to have a big army, which he doesn't have. And therefore, I mean, I didn't see it because my vision obviously is not that I can see his army strength. So I was not sure how good his economy is, how much units he have. But yeah, with like my elephants moving on, having siege, having the scholars behind, I'm usually in a situation once I feel like I have like 5-6 elephants plus 2 scholars in an army and archers behind this and spares, even knights and a spring road to counter mangonels and these kind of things. I'm usually in a kind of good situation. And soon we will see the big final battle. So after I got down his castle, now my next objective is to see what's next. These trebuchets, they have insane range, 16 tiles range, so you can basically attack everything from far away and your opponent needs to get close to the trebuchets to bring them down. And if he doesn't have like the army strengths, then this is just like a very deadly combination. You go closer with elephants and the elephants are fighting off his army. And yeah, here we can see now what I mean. Hopefully I don't lose an elephant. Let's see how this works. But as you can see, other units, they get killed so quickly. And here this elephant is just going back and gets healed by my scholars. And I don't lose like a single elephant. All the damage that he's doing to this elephant doesn't really matter. And okay, here a lot of micro mistakes. The archers of course needs to be, the spares needs to be in front and the archers needs to be in the back. So this is like really badly played. But at the same time it's a lot of clicking in RTS games, and yeah, I think the more games we see, the better this stuff will get. He loses his army and now he knows that he cannot do anything against me just taking down his base one by one. And yeah, he lost the game. So he made a lot of economical mistakes. His raiding wasn't efficient enough. I didn't build enough walls. My production was better than his. And this is how I won the game. Actually, I also haven't reviewed my other game. Let's maybe review this game as well while we are on it. And yeah, this game maybe then we just review it on higher speed to just quickly understand the biggest mistakes that have been done by both players. Let's go caster mode and speed up. Okay, this game we just reviewed on 4x the speed. As I said, I always play kind of the same build order: mosque, house, mill, 8 on food, 3 on gold. I overlooked that this guy is idle. Here I need to cue him that he automatically goes to the gold, and now this guy is staying here for quite a while. Which I said, in the beginning these things matter a lot, later in the game not so much anymore. And yeah, here we have 2 sacred sites. And if I capture both, I will win the game. I have nice protection here by this huge mountain, rock, whatever. And yeah, this base is very easy to defend from this side. And from this side, it's also easily to wall off. But I think, again, I'm not doing it, and this is something I need to get better at. Here I'm kind of scouting what kind of things he's doing. He's going for trade. This landmark, he can use traders and can go to the trade posts and make a lot of money this way. And he positioned it really, really well. Now I understand what he was actually doing, because he can trade with two markets. He can trade with this market, but he can also trade with this market, which makes it harder for me to bring down his trade. And yeah, he's building an outpost, so he defends his trade. If I want to kill his traders, then yeah, he has quickly a little bit of protection there. And this is his economic idea. Yeah, here I research, how's this called, sanctity, which allows me to capture sacred sites before the castle age. And yeah, this is very typical for Delhi. I did it in the last match that we see also. And yeah, I just get out, and also a same army composition as last time. So you see like a lot of parallels in my overall gameplay. And here the difference is, wow, I didn't spot this at all. Look how many traders he has and how his economy is booming because of this with this landmark. Okay, I killed him by accident, I have to say. I'm not even noticed if I noticed it, because I was going to the sacred site, and this was just extremely lucky for me. I had no intention to kill his traders. I wanted to send my scholar to the sacred site. As you guys can see, my scholar went to the first sacred site, and now I'm going to the second one. And I wanted to see if there's army nearby. And yeah, finally I killed 6 traders, which yeah, is just being extremely lucky. Same advantage that I'm doing, my opponent is not doing. He's not going for water at all, which means I get more food than him, and my economy is again better than his. And this always plays in my favor. And now I have 2 sacred sites. I'm not really sure at this point if I want to keep these sacred sites for 10 minutes and win the game this way, but it puts pressure on his opponent. At the same time, here I saw that he's trading here, and therefore I built some fast units, horsemen, to take down his traders here. I wasn't not at all aware that he's trading here at all. Now he's defending them with some spares, and I think I bring some other units there as well to kill his traders and yeah, deny his trade, and also keep him busy with like defending stuff. He sees it, I see spares, I know I cannot do anything, and therefore I should bring like a different kind of units. Again, I get the compound of the defender, which gives me, okay, here as you guys can see, I start researching the good stuff for the castles immediately. And yeah, my food economy, I transitioned to farms to be kinda safe. I like this base that it's like so well protected. And yeah, I don't know, building a castle here, and this is really like the choke point and the entrance point to my base. Again, I didn't defend it well enough, I have to say. I think I had like a little bit of army here, but why not building these walls? Instead I tried to wall off the sacred site, which didn't really work because of the trees and the gold. But instead, yeah, I could just have maybe even walled from here, here, and here. I'm collecting the relics with my scholar, and they also give like additional gold. As you can see, I have collected 2 relics. Now they are producing gold in my mosque, and at the same time I also have the sacred sites. Okay, now he's not really doing anything about the sacred sites. I keep pumping units, and this is, I'm not sure, like I will need to think more about that, where to position them. The problem is like keeping those sacred sites is not easy, because obviously my army is split, and now I thought he would go to capture this sacred site. I didn't even put my army here, at least not more than my meter did from the beginning. When I saw his army, I thought it's actually not that big and I can just keep it. But I think if he would have played better and would have had better economy and like built a better army composition, he could have taken back this sacred site. And I have this problem that this sacred site, that they're so far apart from it. My opponent didn't manage to do this, and he even lost against like my small army. But this is something, that he should have done. Okay, we are so fast. Let's review another game as well. I think I played this yesterday evening. I can't even remember. Let me think about playing against the French. French is civilization that comes up with knights quite quickly. Let's see what's happened in this game. Again, we're just going on 4 times speed to just see the... So the common pattern that I can see from the session reviews is I'm really bad in walling off my base. Okay, this map is called Hideout. There's a big forest in the middle, and you again have the kind of similar thing that we saw on the last map. You can always be with your army like in the wrong spot. He is building knights, so French is very famous for having the best knights in the game. They can heal themselves, and therefore in this game even I go for barracks first and didn't go to my autopilot game that we've seen in the last game and start with archers. Yeah, as you guys can see, everything here always the same. 3 on gold, 8 on food. Bringing down the Tower of Victory, which makes my units faster. Then blacksmiths and barracks, here we go. My opponent is a little bit slow, I think, because his school of cavalry is behind. Why is that? Okay, he must have... Okay, he went for a mill to get berries, maybe because he didn't find enough sheep and had problems with his food. But yeah, he should be a little bit faster. At the same time, he's getting good gold and good food, which means from now on he can start producing knights, which is very, very good for him. And then he gets like these strong knights, but these knights luckily are very well countered by spears. They're still strong because they are faster than spears and they can run around and attack villages. He's going with his scout to see where he can attack. He sees food that is outside of my range and also like the gold. Here again I put my villages away from gold to have better, faster production on spears. Soon we will see his first knights coming. There comes the cavalry. And I think also he gave up too quickly, tried to do damage, because this is really what you need to do if you have like French in this game plan. He sees that he runs into spears and he cannot do anything about it, but I think now he's just going back. And the right play was of course to use your speed, go down and be in the base with your knights and cause a lot of problems. Here I realized this time, it's funny, in some this game I played yesterday and I played it in some way better than I played the game yesterday. And I was just in time to wall off. And now like I'm kind of safe from this side and only need to make sure I protect this side. I built an outpost here, so I have the vision to see what he's doing. He also tries to wall off. At the same time, I do feel like I need to put some trouble on him. My poor scout, he was on autopilot sent to explore the secret site, finds a second town center. Oh no, I put my horsemen here as their rally point, and now I'm just losing them by sending them there. That obviously is like not a very good play. And probably I need to be a bit more careful with where I put my rally points. He has a huge lead in production, but again, my production is good enough, as my units are stronger, but this is actually quite severe, like he has double the villages. Luckily, I think I managed to do some damage. Because he doesn't... Okay, look here, I have a nice army and I have figured out that I can actually have a nice army lead, and now I'm harassing him. And now he's not producing gold. I didn't kill a villager, but also the villagers had to go back. I put my archers here, so in case they're coming back, I go there and... Okay, He has more gold here. It's actually not too much of a problem. I bring down a knight, and I realize that my army is just stronger. He cannot do anything against me, he cannot attack me. And also he makes a lot of mistakes with his knights, he's just losing them. He should rally them somewhere safe. Like, he rallied them to the front, but this is a mistake. Now he lost like 3 knights, they are super expensive. Another one, as you guys can see, I've killed more than double the army than he killed. And yeah, this is a huge disadvantage for him, because not only his army is like worse to defend, he can also not cause really trouble. If he needs all his army to defend, then he has no army or no knights to harass me. And yeah, I keep harassing. This is the other thing that I showed you before Castle Age. You can build these nice rams, and here I use my early army lead. I'm actually not trading too well, I think it's kinda even, but at least I bring down his landmark, I think. And now he has no knight production anymore, or like I bring down his production buildings. So it looks good. And also these villages, for all the time that they had to fight off my army, they were not really producing anything, which means that while he has a huge lead in villages, if he can't use them because I'm denying his resources, it's not too bad. I think at this point I realize that I want to take down this little outpost of him. He's producing a lot of stuff here. And here again, here come the elephants. I'm building a castle. He sees it, tries to bring it down. Luckily I have army nearby. He kills some villages, but it doesn't matter. I have more villages, and also now I can produce villages from two sources, from this castle and from my main castle. And yeah, economically wise, I'm kinda fine, even it looks like I'm not. And yeah, the elephants mowing down his army. Again, like, he's just wasting army in needless situations, which is one of the biggest mistakes you can see doing him in this game. He lost so many knights, and now he lost like archers by just running into my army. And yeah, he needs to be more careful of this. And you guys can see the standard procedure to take down buildings. We bring the trebuchets out. We also have horsemen. If he comes with trebuchets and tries to do the same, there's a big difference. I have an army here, he doesn't. And I can kill his trebuchets, but he cannot kill mine. And now with the castle going down, the town center going down, he's losing his entire base in seconds. Okay, now it looks like seconds because the speed is 4 times faster than the real game. But yeah. And I can also take the second secret site, which again, like, I'm attacking. I don't really make the sacred site victory my main objective, but at least yeah, I'm walling it off. Makes it harder for him to get it, and it is more pressure for him. He has a super nice economy here, and yeah, he builds this part, and in a way, yeah, he sees that I'm walled off myself and I don't put any attention to the side. And what is he doing here with all his villages? Maybe, okay, he's going for wood, and he's super nicely protected. So yeah, but again, we have like 2 sacred sites that gives us more wood. We start having the elephants, we start having the siege, and he doesn't have an army where he can actually do anything against it. And oh wow, this is extremely good against all other siege units. So as you guys can see, this was like really huge for him with this thing. He killed off all my nice my nice siege units. And here we bring down his main base. He just has nothing that he can do against it. I have a nice steady income. And by now, as you can see, my army lead is 105 to 4. So the game is over. I'm losing a lot of army here because I don't really care. I see there's nothing he can do. And I'm not trading too well. But at the same time, yeah, I lose he's just losing the game. Okay, so these were 3 games. To recap, my main mistake in the last 2 games was not building enough walls. My opponents usually struggle with like doing the raiding right. If you play like these civilizations that they play that are good at attacking my villages early, and then they're doing it the right way, they have a disadvantage. And yeah, I think overall really walling is, and map control is the thing that I should focus next. And yeah, thanks for watching.